Alright, hi people. This is going to be a fairly unscripted video. It is the holiday season, it's just past Christmas, and well, most people will probably be enjoying time on holidays, their friends or family. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people who tend to be quite isolated during these times, and I've been a little away from archery. I haven't shot for a while, I haven't made a video for a while, for mostly health reasons. Now, because of that, something which I've been trying to get back into, and something which I've talked about and really tried to encourage people to start doing, is SPTs. And that's the whole point of this video. This is like late night SPTs or SPTs and chill. I'm going to be going through a very short routine, what I've been doing recently to get back into conditioning. But while doing so, I'll probably share some wisdom. So again, this is unscripted, there's no real agenda or like topic. I'll be talking about a few things which come to mind as I'm going through something which most archers should be doing. So firstly, let's talk about what SPTs are. This is very much widely recommended, almost universally recommended for all archers who are doing serious training. I've made a video about this specifically. Long story short, SPTs are a set of exercises. I think they were originally conceived by Coach Keith Lee, the American national coach. And there are 4 different structures or exercises. 3 of these you might do on a regular basis. One is a bit of a warm-up, cool-down sort of thing. So the warm-up one, which I normally teach, is it's called structure, where you get the shoulder alignment. And you do this. I'm using a 50-pound black hunter. This is above what I normally shoot, but I'm using this for conditioning. So I'll demonstrate what I'm talking about. The structure involves holding the bow on the other side and putting it behind your head, and then drawing it back. So make sure you don't hit the ceiling here. I'm in the back room. You've probably never seen this room before, apart from like 1 or 2 videos. What we're gonna do, I'd pull from the back. I'll probably ease with a lighter bow. The point of this is to get the shoulder alignment correct. In fact, I might use a lighter bow. Let's take a pic from one of my bows behind me. What's my lightest bow here? Actually, I do have a another Sun Leader bow. Alright, let's just grab this one. So this is a 25-pound bow. This is much easier to work with. When you do conditioning, you don't have to use a heavy bow. If you do have a light bow, you want to go higher in weight, you can add stretching bands around the bow to increase the draw weight. I've got like a lot of bows. So I've got a light bow here. So do structure. So we'll hold it on the other side and we'll bring it behind our head. There are several ways you can do this. There we go. Oh, that's much better, much easier. Alright. And I'll do it from the other side. Just watch my roof here. And you'll see, because back rooms are not known for big roofs. But you'll see that the point of doing this is you feel your shoulder blades come together. Okay? So this is a nice reminder about what a good alignment should feel like. Now, you don't have to repeat this exercise, but that's something which you can help get the feeling back. That's one. Do as a warm-up. Do a few reps if you want to. The second exercise is what's called pumps, where you train strength. Like weight training, you pull back to full draw, good alignment, come back in, full draw, and so on. You do a set of those. The third exercise is stamina. These are long holds. So you come in, again, watch the roof, long holds, hold for like 30 seconds if you can. If not, tone it down to something more reasonable, like 15 or 20 or 30 seconds. You choose, you rest, you do a set of those. The last one, which many people don't do, and you probably don't have to do, it's called flexibility, where you go to full draw, and then you go just a little further, and you hold that for like 15 seconds. And then you repeat. And the point of this is to set a regular routine of exercises that specifically target your artery muscles, hence specific physical training, SPTs. So we'll be doing that. Alright, so I'll use the 50-pound bow for strength at least. I can do this in the reps. I'm gonna do 6x3. So we do 6 reps, 3 sets. We'll rest for about 30 seconds in between. I'll talk stuff in between that. So again, 50-pound bow, which is about 45, 46 on the fingers, on my draw length. So we'll start with this. I can pretty much handle this, I think. All right, so do 6x3, so sixes. Good pro tip, count down. When you count upwards, you can often take shortcuts and go, 5-ish, good enough. But a pro tip I've heard when doing, like say, reps or weight training is to count down. So I'll start from 6 and we'll get down to 1. Okay, so let's go. Let's watch the roof. All right, so 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Okay, is that right? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's actually 7 reps. So it should come down to 1. All right. But yeah, and then we rest. All right. So you don't always want to go to your maximum. It's about progressive loading. So you do 6, you rest, you 6. And ideally, I'd be like taking the proper breathing steps too. I'm talking while doing this. I can't really do that. But that's kind of what you start doing. Now, let's do another set of 6. Small rest. We do 6 again. All right, so 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, good. And we rest. So you start feeling it. Again, using a heavier bow will push your muscles more, but you start feeling it. So what's the point of doing this? So the biggest one is to build regularity, build frequency in your training. I mentioned in a video not long ago about 3 important foundations. That's conditioning, that's knowledge, and it's consistency. Consistency involves training regularly. That means going to the range, that means putting the hours in, but sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes, again, it might be bad weather, bad health, time commitments, family, work, and so on. So not everyone can spend 4 or 5 hours at the range training. It'd be nice if you could, but not everyone can do that. So you can supplement your time by doing SPTs. Let's do a second set, third set now. Okay. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, that feels good. All right. So we'll take a break. Let's talk about something else. So what was I? So yeah, it's about building frequency. So when you can't go to the range, you should maintain your form and conditioning in other ways. In this case, I'm doing SPTs. Now, let's think about the conditioning side, because that's what the whole point is, conditioning. People often drop out of archery because it's actually a lot more work than it seems. People think all you do is get a bow, shoot a target. But to get the arrow on target, you need very good muscle control. You don't need to be super strong. You can use a light bow. But if you are not conditioned, you're not bothering to take the basic steps to build your physical form, you'll face that brick wall very quickly. A lot of people that do archery are often young children or teenagers, and often there are women. And especially women are underrepresented in archery. Like they're the best shooters. Like their skill level is on par, if not above that of men. But fewer women start with the conditioning and fitness to do a lot of intense physical activity. So things like this greatly help. And that means there's kind of less excuse to complain about. Like you can't just say, oh, the bow's too heavy, my arms get tired. Yes, that's true. You will get tired holding a heavy bow, especially with stabilizers. You will get tired with your noodle arms or pulling it back. But you have to condition. Like if in most sports, if you don't train your cardio, if you don't train your muscles, then you're not going to be able to handle the demands of the sport. And unfortunately, many people do drop out because of this connection. Let's do another set. This is our 4th set. I said 6x3. We'll do more. Like these are flexible. You can adapt your routine based on your demands. All right, let's do more. All right, let's do another 6. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, nice. So you build regularity, like I was saying before, right? So you have to overcome this. And the reality is, if you're not shooting a lot, like spending hours per day shooting, then you should be doing conditioning on your off days. Most sports have this. You play cricket or soccer or football, whatever, there's always conditioning. Nobody loves it, all right, but you have to do it. I did like dance class or acrobatics a while ago, and most of the time it's conditioning. It's running laps, it's flexibility, doing splits, which I couldn't do. But the point was that it was a lot of conditioning. If you don't condition yourself, then your performance will be subpar. You might perform to a peak, but your peak is very, very short. You might have a brief period where you have 1 or 2 good shots, but then it's over. You can't repeat that. You start collapsing, you can't hold, you lose control, and the bow starts overpowering you. And that's when you know you either have to go to a lower draw weight, which our ego stops us from doing so, or you condition, which our laziness stops us from doing so. So either way, you've got to put the hours in. Hence why we're doing SPTs. All right, let's do another set. This is our 5th set. All right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm feeling my limits now. I'm starting to feel that. But is that a bad thing? Well, firstly, I'm dry pulling a heavier bow than usual. But secondly, how many quote unquote shots have I done in the last 5 minutes as I've been talking in between, right? So I've done 5 sets of 6. That's 30 shots. That's basically half a round, which you would have normally taken like an hour to do on the range in about 5 minutes. That's why SPTs are a very good compact exercise routine. In about 15 minutes, 20 minutes per day or per evening, you can squeeze in basically a whole round of shooting. And you do so because you don't have to shoot the arrow, worry about aiming it, good form necessarily. You're still in good form to do this, but you're not walking back and forth to go grab arrows. You're not scoring. So you're compressing the physical actions of archery into a very dedicated set of exercises. This is by far the most effective training. There are other things you can do, weight training, cardio in general, but in terms of your archery muscles, this is exactly that, using your archery muscles to do these exercises and building up that confidence and conditioning over time. Let's do one more set. Let's do a whole round. 36 arrows is half a round, right? So a normal round is 72. Let's do another set here. Last set. 6. I will breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, that feels good. All right, anyone does training, any like gym training, knows the feeling of having a good deadlift or, having a good routine. Like, oh, that feels really good. And that's something which I cannot understate in this unscripted video, is that it's easy to go into lazy mode and go, this is too hard for me. The time, I don't have time for it. I'm too tired or whatever. I'm going to sleep to play games or so on. Look, reality is like 10 minutes of this changes both the physical and your mental condition, right? Physically, you're going to feel stronger. You're going to feel tired. You're going to sleep easier. You're going to spend more time recovering and eating better because you'd have to maintain your physical condition. But mentally, it's amazing. Again, a lot of us come from dark places. I'm having a hard time recently with various things and being on break. But like just doing this makes you feel like, damn, I want to do it again, because there's a certain like hunger, certain like buzz you get. The endorphins come. But more so that you wake up feeling like you're a better person. All right, I've been feeling slack and lazy and fat. Now I'm like, it's been like 3 days. I'm like, man, my shoulders feel like tired. Same with doing like sit-ups or crunches. You're absolutely tired. You're like, wow, you hold yourself differently, and that can go a long way to changing your own self-esteem and your image of yourself, your self-image. So I'm not a big guy. I'm not a strong guy. But doing these exercises is a way to use your archery to make yourself a better person holistically. Do I want to try holding? I can't really hold this 30 seconds. We'll do 15. I can't really count, so I'll tap 15. So I'll try 15 set. If not, I'll use a lighter bow. Okay, let's do 15. This is a very boring video. trying to collapse there. It's probably about 15-ish, being reasonable there. I might switch to the lighter bow then. But yeah, doing this and build that discipline goes a long way, not just in archery, but to help you overall in life. That's why I make this video, because a lot of us will have a hard time during the holidays. And again, not everyone has a good Christmas and a good New Year. I'm one of those people who find this a very hard time. But this sort of thing is a self-help thing. Like if you enjoy archery, you've probably come from a very similar place. And that's why I want to share this with you now. It's like midnight here, like it's almost 1 a.m. And, you know, I'm sitting on my computer, writing scripts for new videos, playing League, unfortunately, it's getting back into it. But it's the sort of thing which, you know, you take a break from. Get off the computer, do something that's going to help you mentally and physically. Let's do a lighter draw away. We'll hold for 20 at least. I'll probably start collapsing because I'm tired now. But let's do another one. Watch the roof. Half the video is like me watching the roof rather than ceiling. So there we go. Let's go back a bit. All right, let's go. Let's do 20. Not bad. I could probably do like 30, but we'll do 20. Otherwise, I'll start putting ad breaks on the YouTube video. But yeah, doing a set of these, like this is my short routine, you know, 3 to 5 sets of pumps. Sorry, the brain fart there. Maybe 3 to 5 long holds. Depends on how I'm feeling, depends on routine. Flexibility, but sometimes they're gonna read. It must be an extra 15 minutes doing that, sure. But that's what I mean. 10, 15 minutes per day doing this, and like you're working. You're not doing cardio where you're so tired, like, oh man. But you are working your physical conditioning, which counts for a lot. Let's do another one. I'll talk while we're doing the long holds. I don't recommend this, but you can talk. The plane? It's like 2 in the morning. Who's flying now? All right, okay. Let's go. Another one. But yeah, this is what you can do. Like, is it enjoyable? No, this is not fun. But training isn't meant to be fun. There are things that you have to do which you have to condition for. And at the end of the day, you will feel better having done it. Oh, I'm starting to feel tired now. It's probably the last set. So it's not about having fun. It's about setting goals and challenging yourself. Like, you find the fun from the satisfaction of doing it right. And doing this once a day feels really good. And then when you go and shoot, you feel a lot better. From day one, when I get people at the club who are joining for the first time, and when I say, oh, what can I do to train? What kind of exercise can I do at home? This is what I recommend, SPTs, pumps, long holds. If nothing else, just those two. Because I tell them all the time, the first day you do it, you wake up, you feel like a tank, like your muscles are tight. For many of these people, these are kids, teenagers, they're not used to feeling like they've worked hard. If they've played other sports, they'll know the feeling. But for those who haven't played sports and doing archery because it's their kind of thing, you might not know what it feels like. But you wake up and you're like, man, my shoulders, my triceps, damn, you start feeling this tension, your muscles feel kind of bloated, but like, you feel really good about yourself. Combine some other things. Again, do some leg lower body exercises, core exercises, might do some weight training, and you feel really fit for the first day. After day 3, your delayed onset muscle strain comes in. You're like, oh my God, kill me, right? But afterwards, it feels really good. And this is the reality, right? After a week of, let's say you do it for 3 days out of 5. You come back on the weekend and you start shooting again. Your first shot on that weekend will feel like your 100th shot. Because what if you've done for the entire week? You've been doing simulated archery draws. You've been doing the conditioning. Your body's already used to it. And that's something which is a big mark right away. You know who's been doing SPTs, who's been doing training between sessions. Because the reality is most people only come once a week or twice a week. They might squeeze in a session during the day or even if they can, depending on where you are, what's available, what your commitment is. But most people will only do it for a weekend. And that's fine, nothing wrong with that. Like that's a casual commitment. But in between, if you're not doing any training between those sessions, you're not going to improve. And the reality of the sport is that if you don't improve, you're more likely to drop out. Unless there's something else there which is pulling you, such as the feeling of being outdoors or the social side. If you don't feel like you're getting better, your attachment to archery begins to drop drastically. And that's where we see people drop out within like half a year, 3 months. They'll buy a bow and then they can't really shoot very well. They don't have the knowledge, no one's teaching them, not learning. They haven't put the conditioning, so even they are taught skills, they can't apply it, and they don't want to commit any more time because they're not sure what it's worth. And if you're in that mindset where you're getting started and you're finding it very hard, start with this. Worry about this technique and process and scoring and shooting as you are learning, as you're progressing. But build these foundations. That's how archery is traditionally taught. That's how all martial arts are traditionally taught. Learn conditioning first, then learn forms, then learn sparring and combat and so on. But if you skip this first step, like many of us do, you want to shoot and hit a target. If you skip all the foundation steps, then your journey is going to be much harder and you're more likely to collapse. So that's my wisdom, like at midnight. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. And hopefully you might encourage you and remind you to do some SPTs. Also, if you enjoy this format where we're just chilling, doing SPTs and talking about random topics while encouraging you to do SPTs, like you might be doing SPTs while watching this, let me know. We can make this a regular thing. That'll encourage me to do more exercise. And also put more content for you to kind of, ask questions. Might not live stream this, kind of boring to do it that way. Can't really train and read live chat at the same time. I can, but kind of weird. We can try that once maybe. But that's something different we're trying out today. Anyway, thanks for watching and hopefully we'll see you again.